Hello and welcome to this pocket breathwork session. This is breathwork that you can have in your back pocket to whip out and to use wherever you need it and whenever you need it. So stress can have a really detrimental effect on many different elements of our body and mind. But in terms of our breath, what's really beneficial and positive to know that we can use our breath to create rapid, positive physiological change. It's a tool and resource we have at our fingertips. It's a superpower and it can help to restore that sense of balance and grounding and space within our body, because stress quite often does the opposite of that. It takes away the space because it can leave us in knots in all different ways. I've got a bite size a little later on how we can reframe stress, because stress does get a really bad name and it has a bad name, of course, for a reason. But I do like to shine the light on the challenge and the perceived negative as well, because I don't think it's always too helpful to be continuously told how bad something is that is a part of our life. So it's knowing that we have some tools to help balance the effects of something that we do experience often. So, coming to your breath, come to a comfortable seated position. Of course, you might be practicing this pocket breath work when you're on the move, when you're on a commute, when you're even with your kids. I was going to say that, but then I was like, shall I say that? But actually, I do use these breath practices when I'm with my kids, when I'm watching them swim, because I'm completely present. I do not have my phone with me. I am watching them. I'm there with them. And it gives me half an hour where I am seated and I do my breath practice with my eyes open, which is absolutely fine. So know that you can find those little golden micro moments in places that you wouldn't always think were there. But for now, come to a comfortable seated position. If that's cross-legged, go for it. If it's legs out in front of you, no problem at all. Go for comfort, but you want to have a posture that can be open and you just don't want to be too slumped over. Close the eyes. And then bring your awareness to the crown of the head. We're just going to briefly body scan from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. This is an intentional check-in, a notice and observation, but mainly a really easy way to bring mind to body. So it's a connection exercise. Just takes us from the external, swiftly to the internal. If that can feel a bit overwhelming, it's okay. As I've said before, things are transient, 1. And 2, no need for judgment. If you are feeling intense aching or pain or discomfort within the body, that's why you're here. And if you're feeling just a bit nothingy and I don't really feel anything, that is absolutely okay too, because that's why you're here too. So just move the awareness through the body and just note places where you feel could have a little bit of love or warmth or space or ease. And we'll come back to them. And then with the eyes still closed, come to your breath. And for the first few moments, just see if you can notice and be the observer of your breath. Notice how it feels in the body today. As you work through this program, this might be an exercise that initially started as completely foreign, and it might just be starting to resonate, to make a little more sense, become a little more abstract. So if I close my eyes, I'm going to do the same. So I definitely feel the breath feels quite free, but certainly in the upper part of my chest. I wouldn't say that I am breathing deeply at this moment. Maybe the breath also feels a little heavy as well. So just be curious when you approach this. And then I want you to come to a breath that feels more expansive. So there are different ways that you can do this. There's the golden light way, so imagining a ball of light in the center of your chest, which I've always found to be really powerful to help the breath just feel that sense of expansion. Freeing the form of the body. Sometimes we can feel constrained by our being, just allowing the breath to feel as though it can expand as far as it likes is something I've mentioned before and can be really beneficial. Another way can be a reference point. It's the guidance of the hands. So you can place one hand on the upper part of your chest, one hand on your diaphragm. You can even place hands on the sides of your ribs, or one on the side of your ribs and one on your diaphragm. You can move them around. Just be curious, be playful. The hands, that reference point, can be a real guide to the breath. Placing your hands on your back body as well. Just give that a go briefly. So placing the backs of the hands on the back body. It's just the backs of the ribs. See if you can encourage your breath to the back body. And this exercise in of itself is very effective, both in using the hands as a reference point. They're very soothing and very grounding, but also by being intentional by where you're trying to direct the breath. It's grounding you into your body. It's focusing your mind onto your breath, which is very soothing. And what you're going to do next is just gently nudge your inhale and exhale to an equal length. So this is going to really help to balance out the systems of the body. So if you're feeling very flighty or fighty or very wired or very intense in any certain emotion, be it tired or wired, you can have those two extremes. Then you may be default mode a little bit skewed to one side of the nervous system. We want to feel balanced. We need both sides of the nervous system. So just helping to give them balance will help to give space as well, to ground, to soothe. And if you're feeling very sluggish, very slow, very heavy, it will also balance that as well. So it can very gently energize as well if that's needed. It depends which side of the nervous system you're falling more heavily into. So just focus the mind on that. Just even inhale and exhale. If it helps, you can use the counting. So you can count to 4 for your inhale, count to 4 for the exhale. It's a great overrider of thoughts as well, focusing on counting. And see if you can allow the breath to feel floaty and expansive. So So you're not overly trying. You want to take take that pressure away from breath work and just allow it to feel free. Go gently. The breath can be very powerful with very little. You can do a lot with a little. We'll just stay with that even inhale and exhale for a little longer. What I also find with a counting and an even inhale and exhale is that it can become very meditative, very hypnotic. So it's a great way of enabling a slightly different form of meditation. You know, meditating on the breath, the counting quietens the mind. And it's a very centering tool as well. If the mind or the body tries to pull us away, pull us into a narrative, pull us into a sensation, we're not ignoring, we're not pushing those things away. We're just gently using the breath as an anchor. So it's okay. Those thoughts, those sensations, they are there. They're not bad. They're part of us, but they're transient, and we can step back and detach, and we can allow them to go. To release the thought to touch and go, and the sensation to oscillate, to evolve, to change as it will. And then what we're going to do incredibly simply again is we're just going to elongate the exhale. So we're going to keep the inhale as it is and then purse the lips and elongate the exhale. So inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So the pursed lips, it's a wonderful way of controlling the exhale. If you're feeling quite agitated, it's a wonderful way as well just to soothe and so the breath doesn't feel as though it kind of has to fall out or you're pushing it out. Releasing it through pursed lips, it's that gentle balance of control, but it's a gentleness to it as well. Just elongate and exhale right to the end of the exhale. Inhale. Do 3 more inhales and exhales. No rush. When those are complete, just come back to a natural breath and just notice and observe. Come back to the crown of the head and just cast the awareness through the body and notice and observe those places where you may have felt tension, aching, pain, discomfort, lightness, spaciness, any parts of the body that drew your attention. And just notice as if anything there has shifted. And know that this short practice will have created balance within the body, brought it back to the present, enabled a sense of release and a way to process, and just that moment of like pause of, okay, like life can be a lot, but we have our breath. We always have our breath to come back to. So bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Ground through the sit bones. Feel your chest lift, your shoulders drop. Really connect the palms of the hands. Bring a smile to the face, however little. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today, to coming to a breath practice which requires an element of vulnerability, absolutely, because it's an internal practice. So thank you for being curious and for trusting. And know that this is always a safe space to come to. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.